Hello everyone, it's Dawn here and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be continuing with watercolour pencils, and this is something you can only do with watercolour pencils. Actually, that's not quite true. I think you could probably do it with pastel pencils, but it's much more effective with watercolour pencils. And we are going to make and use a paper palette. Now you can just scribble it onto a scrap of paper or watercolour paper and use it that way, but we're going to use a proper paper palette. And what we're going to do, this is a black Sharpie pen, a permanent marker, and we're going to draw a line like that, just one, and then we're going to come down the middle, and I think we'll just have two more, and that's all we're going to do. You can make this as complicated as you like. You can put an extra line here if you want to, but I'm only using 3 colours, which is why I'm only doing 3 sections. But you can lay out your palette however you like. And what we do, this is going to be blue. I'm not going to put any colours in the description down below. I will put out how we do this, but it's entirely up to you, depending on how you're doing it and what you're painting. So what we do, this is what we would use for our wells if we were painting in watercolour or perhaps acrylic. We would use the wells. If you have wells in an acrylic palette, I'm not quite sure if we do, but you certainly do in a watercolour palette. So we would shade it on like that, and then I've got 2 shades of green, or 2 tones of green, but you can, as I said, you can use whatever colours you like depending on what you're going to use it for, really. So we're going to shade it on just like that, and I'm going to use a slightly darker green, a more olivey green. And we're going to do that, like that. And these 3 sections here, you can actually put extra bits if you want to, but we're going to use that for our mixing area. And I'm just going to pop that to one side just for a minute. And I'm going to bring in a blank piece. No preparation with this one. In most of, if not all of the others, we've got a setting, but this one, there's no preparation. We're going straight in and hope that it works. And I'm going to use a large round brush just to make it go a bit quicker. And what we're going to do, we dip our brush in just as we were going to with watercolour, and we pick up some pigment or some colour from our paper palette, and then if this was going to be the sky, we just paint it in like that, very simply, and we just paint it right in. And because these Faber-Castell pencils are strong in colour, they work really well with this technique. You really need watercolour pencils rather than aquarelle pencils because the colour and the pigment is stronger. There's nothing wrong with aquarelle, they're absolutely fine, but they're not quite as effective with this technique as if you use the watercolour. So this time I'm going to pick up some green, so I'll just wash out the brush, otherwise it'll go blue. Pick up some green, the lighter green, like that, and we are going to stroke it across there. See how wonderful and rich and pigmented that area is. So for example, pardon me, this might be a bit of grass, and I'm just going to carry on doing that almost down to the bottom. In fact, I might go down to the bottom if it doesn't run out, and we'll keep going just for a bit. And the reason I've used a permanent marker on this bit here is so that, to draw my lines out on my palette, is so that they don't get blurred. When we mix our colours, they'll stay put and won't mix in with the colour, because we don't always want black in with our colour. And we are going to use the other green. I'll just move this over a bit so that you can see it, and I'm going to bring this down here. And we're going to pick up our dark green. Well, I do beg your pardon, you can't see what I'm doing. We're going to pick up our dark green like that, just like that. And what we're going to do, I'll just pop that over there so that I've got room to move. We're going to do a bank of trees just along that horizon line, just very loosely and very simply. And that's how you use a paper palette. We don't need to go any further than that, because I think that gives you a good idea of what we do and what we use it for. So that's our paper palette. And if you haven't already tried this with your watercolour pencils, do have a go yourself. It is good fun and it gives you a beautiful smooth effect. And you can use the round brush. I'll just give you a quick extra one. I think we might have run out of pigment. with this extra one here, I'll tell you what else you can do very, very quickly. you can use it to paint trees like this. So you can just dab it and you can paint a tree. But I think we're probably just about coming to the stage where we've run out of pigment, because I didn't put much on there, but there you go. You can paint a tree there as well. So we'll just finish off that little bit down there. So you can paint all sorts of things from your paper palette. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and it's given you some ideas of other ways of painting with your watercolour pencils. And do have a go yourself. It's great fun painting this way in pencil. Do stay safe, and I'll see you very soon. And until then, take care, and bye bye for now.